So I mentioned Marek Houston. He was the number 16 overall pick, Wake Forest shortstop, to the Twins. I don't know, to address a question we get every year, why do they keep drafting shortstops? Every team keeps drafting shortstops. The best player on every high school and college team is almost always a shortstop. Guys don't move to another position in high school or college because who's going to play shortstop then? Right. You draft guys as quote unquote shortstops because they moved to third base, they moved to second base, they moved to center field, they moved to right field, they moved to first base. Miguel Sano was signed as a shortstop. Michael Kadire, Trevor Plouffe, on. Royce Lewis.
The Twins drafted 16th this year, and they drafted the 10th shortstop.
Yes, 14 of the top 24 picks were shortstops, or were listed as shortstops. Right. Now, with that said, Marek Houston is considered maybe the best defensive shortstop in college baseball. Arguably, I've seen of any shortstop, including high schoolers this year, is the best defender at short. And so I think what happened was that they liked several of these shortstops. Like you said, it was a huge run on basically shortstops and starting pitchers were the whole first round across baseball. And I think the fact that like 3 or 4 of them got snatched up in the 5 or 6 picks before the Twins left them pondering a lower upside but higher floor type of guy in Marek Houston, who they like, but you know, there are some people who wonder if he's going to hit for enough power to be like an average hitter. Because I mean, if you're legit, and this is also something we talk about, like there a lot of guys who are high school, college, or even low minors, where people are like, oh, he's a really good center fielder, or he's a really good shortstop. By the time they get to the majors, either they've matured physically, or they've had some injuries, or it just people realize like actually they're just an okay shortstop or an okay center fielder, because somebody who appears to be amazing in college, once they get to the majors and they're being compared to the best 30 center fielders in the world, you know, we saw that with Aaron Hicks. Basically the whole time it was Aaron Hicks is amazing center fielder. Then he got to center field for the Twins and it was like, he's fine. I don't know enough about Marek Houston to say that, but the premise of taking him 16th is he's a clearly above average, probably right now, major league shortstop. And so the bar from him offensively, developmentally, is if we can just get him to hit, you know, 260 with 10 homers a year and add in all-star level defense at a up the middle premium position, well, that's an above average starting player. And they feel like there's less, not less risk, but like less variance involved with him. Because like we know he can play shortstop. Right. That's at least their opinion. And it seems to be a pretty widely held opinion with draft analysts. The question though is like, can he hit 260 with 10 homers? There are some people who think he's not going to hit much at all, in which case he might project as a utility guy or a low-end starter, which is not really what you want to be using a mid-first-round pick on, even if there's a higher level of certainty. But certainly from the Twins' standpoint, I see the logic in this play, which is we think he's a really good shortstop. He's got some speed. He had a breakout year offensively. Now, there's people who are skeptical about that because it was in a hitter's ballpark and all this other stuff. But he's not a little guy. He's 6'3". He's put on some muscle. We talked to him after the draft on Zoom, and he basically said, yeah, I tried to hit more this year, and I worked to hit more this year, and I hit more this year, and everyone seems to doubt it. Which I can see that why that would be frustrating. So you see the Twins' logic, which is we know he's at a high level defensively. He's a good base runner. He's got a frame that can add some strength. He popped 15 homers in 60 games this year. We feel like we can, you know, mechanically get him to a place where he can be an average or maybe even above average hitter. And if you're an above average or even average hitter and you're a very good defensive shortstop, that's an all-star type of player. I feel like they took Marek Houston at 16 and then said to themselves, let's go for upside now. Yeah. After you take it.
We've got our safe pick. Let's see what we can do on the other side.
Let's diversify this portfolio a little bit. Let's, you know, we'll go with a sure thing, at least in our mind, a guy who can definitely play shortstop and should move pretty quickly. Then we'll go with a 6'6", 250 flamethrower who is back from Tommy John surgery, a high school guy who might strike out 1 trillion times, and then a hard throwing guy from Dallas Baptist who can move pretty quickly too.
Well, and then follow that up with a 6'11" guy from Oregon.
Yeah, I
throw upper 90s too as well, like for the 4th pick overall. Sorry, fourth round pick. Yeah.
They should have him hang out with Bailey Ober for a while, maybe, on the rehab or something like that.
That's right.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm very intrigued by Houston because I do think it's a little bit of a, well, he's not the riskiest player. Choosing him at number 16 does have some sort of opportunity cost mix in terms of upside, but they also clearly believe he has more upside than, the consensus is on him. So,
and welcome to the end of this video. There's lots more. For another, just click on one of these boxes.
Or click on this circle in the middle to subscribe to all of our Twins Talk.
Thank you.
Gleeman.